Hi, my name is Nikita Eckhart, and this would be my additions poster for Family Math Night. Now, first thing I want to point out, is that there are steps 1 through 9 that we have the children go off of because it makes it a lot easier. There are things that children, parents, teachers, this is just like a guide to remember. Some fun ones on here, and they're pretty basic things to remember, like be careful. You think that they would remember that, but they tend to forget. We're dealing with kindergarteners here. Use numbers and words to think about math problems. Use your own life experience to see and do math. It's a fun one. But anyways, there's a whole list of them there. And it's kind of like a tool. If they get stuck, they can go back and be like, how do I want to do this? Maybe they don't realize they can use counters, but the rules are right there for them to remember. So I'm going to base this off of my one problem here. And this is a kindergarten problem. And then we'll go through it. Susie has 5 fish in her tank. She puts 4 more fish in there. How many does she have now? So the first thing that we want to do is describe the problem. And we want the students to do this in their own words. It makes them more likely to process the problem if they just do it in their own words, put it in their own words. So Susie has 5 fish and she adds 4. How many are left? So then what we need to do is we need to find what info is needed to do the problem. Well, we know that there's 5 fish, and she adds 4, and then I drew a picture. So we can say that the child is getting this ready, and maybe they're using counters, or maybe they're using animals, or maybe they have goldfish. Goldfish are fun, and the kids, they're easy to work with. So the next thing is the kids need to do a strategy. Now, I put 2 strategies on this one, but it is a kindergarten problem, and making 10, they're learning their single digits, so they really don't go higher than 10 until like the end of kindergarten, the beginning of first grade. So they can either do a making 10 on this, but they wouldn't be able to do it for this one problem. So I am going to go ahead and use doubles, because this is a good problem to use doubles with. Now, my example is 3 plus 5. And I went ahead and did 3 and 3, and then 2, because I know 3 and 3 is 6. And so I went ahead and did some counters right there. 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2 equals 8. So then they have that to visualize, and then they need to do the problem themselves. So what they're going to do is they're going to do the problem. Susie has 5, she adds 4. We know that 4 and 4 is 8, and students in kindergarten are learning that right now. 4, 4, 8. So they're going to go 4 plus 4 plus 1. And she went ahead, and we're using goldfish from our original thing. So she's probably going to have little tiny goldfish counters to base it off of. 4 plus 4 plus 1 equals 9. Now, after they do that one, they need to try another strategy. They can do a number line, which probably be a lot easy to do. They can draw the number line 10 to 20, debating on if they're getting into it. At the end of kindergarten, like I said, they'd probably be working on those double digits a little bit more, like 6 plus 7, or up to 20. But in the beginning of kindergarten, even right now, they are not working on those higher digit numbers. They're going 1 through 10. So I did a number line for the example, and I went 0 through 10, and then I had them start. My example is 2 plus 6. So I had them go on 2, and then I had move up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I landed on 8. So when she works on hers to see if it's correct, she's going to have 5, and then she adds 4. So we have 5 plus 4. So she starts on 5, and she moves up 4 more, which equals 9. Now they need to sit there and they need to ask themselves, is it correct? Did I do it right? Be careful. Look on here and see. Look back. Look back and see. Maybe use your own life experiences to see. Maybe some child actually does have a fish tank at home, and they're like, you know what? I remember this. And then we went through it, and I know now, look back. So then there's 2 ways that you can finish off. Check with a partner. That's always nice, because there's different strategies, and maybe they have one and you want to use it next time. Or they can try another strategy. I went ahead and I did counting on. And I drew pictures of fingers. If you can't notice, I have mixed emotions about fingers because I've heard this from teachers that sometimes children become dependent on them, and especially when they're doing like their math quiz where they have to hurry up and just say 5 plus 7, 8 plus 2, and then write it down really fast. They get lenient on their fingers and they're like, instead of memorizing like they should. But I went ahead and did that way because it is counting on and it becomes simple, especially when you're working with just simple, below 10. So I went 5 fingers and then four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is what you got. 9. Um, like I said, this is just for kindergarten. It's important to remember that, excuse me. It's important to remember that this is just the starting point to memorizing those facts and like those sums that they get. They have 2 years because by the time they're the end of second grade, they should be able to memorize addition problems in the two one-digit numbers. They should be able to memorize those by the end of second grade. So this is like the starting point to all of that. So the sooner they get those strategies down, the closer they are to memorizing that. So we really want to focus on all the strategies just to kind of help them. Thank you.